the entrance to his garage, which is now the pig and chicken center, there is a staircase leading to the rooftop. The steep stair leads to 2 tanks at the rooftop, one for water harvesting and the other is a fish pond. Indeed, using small spaces to gain more. This is the epicenter of William's farming business.
So we're having here a fish pond that has capacity to hold at least 3,000 pieces of fish. And we are breeding here 3 kinds of fish. We have tilapia, which we call it tilapia monosex. They're not able to give birth or to reproduce. And the advantage of having them is that you are able to have same size, equitably, growing at the same rate, stuff like that. Then we have catfish, but we also have the normal tilapia that are able to reproduce over here. The reason for mixing 3 kinds of fish will be like the ones that are able to reproduce take longer to grow, but they offer us advantage of once they give birth or once they lay their eggs and then the eggs hatch, the other fish are able to feed on their young ones. That way they will be able to supplement on the fish protein naturally. And then the catfish are known to be browsers. They feed on the feeds on the floor, while tilapia will feed on feeds that floats on the water, on the surface. So basically that's why we mix the 3 types of fish.
William does not buy fish feeds. Instead, he dries the pig manure, which in return provide a nutritious meal to his fish.
Feed our fish from the dry waste of pigs, manure from our pig farm, our piggery. We use the same to fertilize the fish pond, and basically we are not buying any feeds, no commercial feeds for the fish. And the size of fish that we have in the pond are this size. These are the catfish size that we have so far. They're about 8-9 months old.
Any farmer with a fish pond is advised to place a protective net to prevent prey and birds from feeding on the fish. William's pond is unique as the water protects the fish in the pond.
I used to have a net, but it got torn. And then also along that path, we realized that once we've fertilized the water with manure, we get this green coloring color that acts both as fish feeds, the fish feeds on the algae, and also it camouflages the fish. So the preying birds cannot get to the fish. The market basically is the local neighborhood, and what I've realized that I cannot be able to satisfy the market. The demand is always bigger than whatever we are able to produce.
Adjacent to the gate, there is a greenhouse structure which is a solar dryer. This is where William stores and dries the animal manure collected from his chicken, rabbits and pigs to create food for fish, supplement for pigs and farmyard manure.
That we are processing animal feeds, so from animal waste. So like what you're seeing here, we have chicken waste that we harvest every day, and then we come and spread it on these shelves for about 2 or 3 days. Then once we've done that, housefly will come naturally and lay their eggs in the manure before it dries up. So when they do that, maggots will form, and we are more interested with the maggots plus the manure. So the maggots are helping us to supplement, to have a protein supplement that supplement our animal feeds. So from this waste, which is a combination of rabbit's waste and chicken waste, So plus the maggots, we are able to mix with commercial feeds, say in the ratio of 1:1, like a bucket of this waste that is rich with the maggots, and a bucket of commercial feeds we mix together. Then we feed our pigs with. That way we are able to achieve, well, how do I put it? We are able to save on our feeds at least 50% of the commercial feeds. So that's what's happening here. And then on this other side, we have waste from pigs. So we dry the waste in heaps. Once they're dried, we are able to feed our fish with. So we are growing also fish around. We have a fish pond. So we use this waste at least once a week, or we fertilize our pond. So we don't at all buy. We are not buying animal feeds, and also we bag the same once it's dry, and we sell to our local farmers for their gardening purposes.
Coming up with this solar dryer was an inspiration for William to cut cost into buying fish feeds and chicken waste from other farmers.
Locally, we used to buy, or poultry farmers have been selling manure to cattle farmers and stuff like that. So I tried once because the feed was kind of a little affordable. And then I decided to venture into poultry farming so that I don't have to buy the waste from fellow farmers. So while we were drying, by default, we realized that we also have maggots. And then, I mean, out of just thinking out of the box, we realized that the maggots are also a very rich source of protein. So I can say we learned by default. 50% will be like a cost of buying pig feeds from the shops will be like 24 shillings a kilo. So if I'm able to cut that, I'm actually able to cut that cost by 50%, because otherwise this will have been manure, will have been thrown away or spread in the farm. So I'm getting an extra bucket for free. So that reduces my cost of feeds from 24 shillings a kilo to at least 12 shillings.
William also grows fodder for pigs in a hydroponic system which he learned from the internet.
Whatever was advised in the internet, they were growing fodder using barley without any soil. So I came and set up the whole setup, but I experienced, or I encountered, a challenge. That is after when you're using soilless mode of production. One, you have to buy fertilizer, which is costly in some way. Then another challenge was you have to water it like 2 or 3 times in a day, and there were some losses. So I thought of how about if I use soil instead of going soilless. And it worked for me. Using soil now, I'm able to save on my water because I don't have to water them every day. I water at least once after every 2 or 3 days, depending on the weather. And then another thing, we're not buying, everything now is organic. We're not buying fertilizer to do the same stuff. And we have almost the same kind of result. Maybe I might delay for a day or two. Instead of doing 8 days, we're doing about 10 or 12 days, which is fairly good. So far, so good.
He also grows tree seedlings for sale, such as avocado and other trees, which supplement his income generation.
We have ordinary avocado that we graft with Hass avocado. So we put them out over here for about 2 weeks for them to start regrowing. And then after that, they'll be ready for sale. And they'll also be ready to be exposed to the sun and to harden out there. First, it's good for our environment because otherwise this will have been thrown away. And second is the cost implication, because if you go to the market, the cost for the black polythene bags first they're scarce, difficult to come by, and then another one is like they're expensive. One is now currently going for at least around 70 cents. But with these plastic bottles, I'm able to buy them at a whole bottle for a shilling. Then once we cut it, it's like we're getting it for about 50 cents. And the good thing with this is that they are reusable. If a client has bought this, especially if they're buying in bulk, and we're the ones going to plant for them, then we will come back with a...
From his days and years spent in the Kenyan Navy, William learnt the importance of precision and discipline, which he has adapted in his climate-smart agriculture and created an ecosystem where all his farming activities depend on each other. As we wind up, William offers some advice to aspiring farmers.
First, they need to do stuff that they like, that should be more of a passion. Some people call it a calling. And then be excited with the money part of it also. Let it be a motivating factor. And then just, stick your neck out and try. Go for it.
Using small space to grow and earn more is the message William is sending to all agripreneurs. We hope you have enjoyed the show. Thank you for staying tuned to Climate Smart Agriculture. Continue watching KTN Farmers TV for more insights.